Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter, and today I'm going to give you an update on our 2K 5X challenge. So a little bit of a background about me. I've been trading for over 20 years, mostly index futures and Forex, the Euro USD, the Yen, and the British Pound. So this challenge I took up because I always have an opinion about investing versus holding, just a buy and hold. I'm not a big believer in the buy and hold. So when people talk about Bitcoin going to 50,000 from where we were just a little while ago, around 9,000, I thought I would take that challenge because basically to go from around 9,000 to 50,000 is about 5x. So let's see how I could do. So people thought that Bitcoin would go up to 50,000 by the end of this year. I disagreed with them because we're not even at 10,000. So because of that, I decided to take up the challenge and see what I can do and see how long it'll take me. Before, I've never done anything like this. So I thought that I could probably do this maybe in about 6 to 12 months. But now my timeline, I think, is a little bit shorter. I think it'll be more like 4 to 6 months. So our main goal here at Altcoin Mentors is to help as many people as possible achieve their goal of financial freedom. And we believe that trading cryptocurrencies is an opportunity of a lifetime. So by the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of how I trade, mostly day trading and some swings. If you like our videos, please follow us on Twitter and on Telegram. We also have a model portfolio, so you can view our positions and progress. The link is down below. You can also track our 2K 5X challenge on a daily basis. If you'd like to be notified of our latest videos, please hit the bell button. All right, so let's see how I did over the last few days. So currently, this is the chart for Bitcoin, or XBT, because most of you know I did this on BitMEX. So here are the ground rules. I'm not using any leverage. I'm only trading XBT, which is the Bitcoin equivalent. I'm going short, I'm going long, I'm doing day trades, I'm doing swing trades. And I'm not using any leverage. So that's really the key. So this will be an idea of what you can expect to do if you're just trading Bitcoin on another exchange like Bitfinex or GDAX or one of the other ones. So here's the chart for the last few days since my last update. So I have taken 6 trades, 1 long up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So I've had 6 winners, 6 trades, and 6 winners. So let's see. So far, I am up almost 30% in 2.5 weeks, while Bitcoin is down 9.5%. I've made 6 trades, 1 long, 5 short. Over the last couple days, I've done really well. I'm up almost 11%. So that's pretty good. And so I'm going to talk about why I made these trades and what you can learn from me. So one of the things here that's a little bit different is that I'm not trying to create followers, because you shouldn't trade exactly like I do. What you should try to do is you should try to get a little something, glean something off of some of my ideas and maybe some of my strategies, because we all have different personalities. So some of you can't or will not day trade or even swing trade. So Charlie likes to position trade and he likes to swing trade. He doesn't have a lot of time to day trade. For me, I am a day trader. So even for futures and for Forex, I go in and out, in and out, in and out. So today was a perfect example of like what I do on my average day. So when I'm trading index futures on S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, what I'll generally do is make 5 or 6 trades on one instrument, in a 4 or 5 hour period. So I'm looking at shorter time frame charts. So rarely will I hold swings, because swings for me have to be in a very trendy environment, like super trendy, and with not a lot of like wicks and tails to try to kick me out on overnight positions, because I do have to sleep sometime. So let's talk about the charts and why I made the decisions. So one of the things is that as I'll talk about in our beginner series and in our success series, is that you have to have a good memory for your trades. You can't just look at the charts or look at your order book, your transactions and say, oh, this is where I got filled, and then think to yourself, man, why did I do that? So a trader, once you've been trading for a long time, you should have a really good memory. You should have an understanding of why you made the trades, when you did, what was the setup, where you got out, what were your targets. And that's why I talked about it in yesterday's videos about the prep work. By doing a lot of the prep work, by taking a lot of time, you'll actually put that into your long-term memory. So here we go. So I remember this trade very well. I'm going long because the trend is up. Back then it was. And my goal was to hit 9,400. So it was going higher, higher, higher. It made this one, we'll zoom in on it a little bit here. So it had this one big bar to the upside right here. It was tracking a little bit nicely. And then it kept on going sideways. And then I had to start trading index futures. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get out. My target was at 9,400. But I'll take a little bit of a decent profit to the upside. So, it was a good thing because this was channeling a lot. So because of that, I think I made a good decision. Overnight, it eventually did hit 9,400 up to the top, and that was my target. So I took a winner over there. And then here, I was a little bit busy trading index futures, but I had a feeling that, I had a feeling that it was going to go down. It's just that 9,400 has been a strong resistance area. So I tweeted it out before. So I tweeted out the other day that, so in my morning session here, I'll talk about it here. I think I have it here. Is that when I woke up, I said, good morning, everyone. Major resistance at 9,400. It's a hard nut to crack. The trend is still positive, but we're in a sideways channel and have been for the last 2 weeks. So basically, you can go up or down. But at 9,400 at major resistance, you don't have to go short here. But you should think about taking some profits, especially if it doesn't break to the upside. So then I tweeted out a little bit later, hopefully that they took some positions off. And my recommendation was that if BTC breaks 89.50, then there could be some pain down to 8,400. So this, I tweeted it out yesterday at 4 o'clock. I didn't tweet this out today at 4 o'clock or at noon or 9 a.m. This was yesterday, right, when it was well into the 9,000 range. So that was a pretty good call on my part. So that was my next trade here. So as this trade was going on, as BTC hit 9,400 and it's breaking down, I took a short signal over here, and my target was actually 88.50, right over here. And so if you look at this, my short on this one, I got it at 90.90, and my target was 88.50. It hit it exactly, and it kicked me out with a very nice profit. So someone asked me, how did you know to set your target at 88.50? So I'll show you. It's not really much of a secret. So if you look at the daily charts, so this is it. So guess what? 88.50 is the 50 EMA on the daily, right in the nose, 88.50. So that's what my target was. My second trade, I went short again because why not? We're having a good day. So I took that trade, and my target then was at 87.50. So then why did I pick 87.50? Let's look at the daily chart again. Wow, that's easy. Guess what? 87.50, that's a 200 EMA. We're really close to each other. So 88.50 was the 50 EMA, which is on top, and 87.50 is this little red line here. If I take it away, you'll see the green line over here. That is 87.50. So that is where I set my targets at. So I set my targets at the 50 EMA first, which is on top, and then my secondary target was the 200 EMA. So I really didn't think it was going to break that much lower. If it did, my key goal was 86.20. So that was my number here. That was my target price. So I tweeted out that as well before. So if you don't follow us on Twitter or on Telegram, I highly suggest that you do. So during the day, especially when I'm making my trades, I will give little tidbits on where the support resistance lines are, where I think they're going to go, and just my opinion. Now, these are not facts. That's why I said that you have to follow me, right? It's just that, hopefully that you learn something. So maybe like some old school trading techniques that people really maybe don't use anymore, but are still very effective, and a lot of pros still use it. So what I did was I tweeted this out earlier this morning. So you can see it. I stayed up all night. So this was, right around 1 a.m. Took 2 trades short. I said if we broke 89.50, right? If we break 86.20, 8400 is next. So 86.20 was my target. So look at this trade. We'll zoom in again on this one. So here, this is where things got a little bit tricky, because if you look at my notes from the portfolio, I said I'm trailing it tight since we are at the edge of the channel. So let me zoom out here and talk and see what channel that is. So that channel is this channel that I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, which is the blue and the red. So we've been in this little range for almost 2 weeks now, since the end of April. So we're in this range. So we didn't really break out of it. So this is where we were before. So because of that, I had to be a little bit more careful, because I don't try to get too excited over trades. So what I did was, even though I entered onto the short side here and over here after I'd gotten kicked out, I was very, very cautious. So when it did pull back up, I got out. And then when it started to go back down again, I got back in. So I'm protecting my profits. So as you can see here, my profits, my first 2 trades were 2.6% and then 2.5%. But my next 2 trades were 0.5% and 0.39%. I'm taking small little profits because I think it's getting tired. But then I tweeted out that a swing trade might be possible, because I was in one more trade here. And I said that my current BTC short might turn into a swing trade. MT target of 8,400, then major resistance at 7,700. So that's what happened over here. This was the trade I'm talking about, because it dumped. And then so now I'll show you how I put my stop loss, because I'm looking for the dominant candle. So what happens here is that it's going lower, lower, lower. So as you can see here, here is the low. Once this low is broken, this candle becomes a dominant candle. So then if you're going to do it, you could put your stop loss up there. And then now this candle breaks the low right here, right? So this is the dominant candle, and that's where I put my stop loss right there. And guess what? Look what happens this whole time. It's all the way below. So this I don't care about, because now I'm in a swing, right? I just care about hitting my target. So whether it goes sideways, as long as it doesn't go over this dominant bar, I am good. And then all of a sudden it hits 8,400. It's a Friday. I am done for the week. I had a very good day. So 8,400, that was my target. That was my last trade. Hit my target of 8,400. I made 4%, which was my second biggest trade, right, of my first 2.5 weeks. I took my profits and walked away. And so I'll be ready to tackle the weekend of trading. And my targets are really going to be down to the 7,700 area, unless it bounces back. So this is support zone over here. So this line, I didn't create this line. I've had this line forever. So if you look at it even on a 4-hour time frame, you'll see that this line is a very important line. So it bounced off of it here. It became resistance over here. As it was coming back, it hit this line. It came back down, bounced off of support at 7,700, went back down, and now here we are again. So if you look at it, where have we stalled over the last, how long has it been now? It's been almost 4 hours now. We've stalled right here. We've just been in this little range over here. So if it bounces back, I might take a long, but I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens. So I hope that you understand what I'm doing here, because basically I am a trend trader. So even though the long-term trend is still, in my opinion, to the upside, the short-term and the intraday trend are to the downside. So that's why generally what I like to do is I like to just trade one side. So as long as I'm still making money, profit, 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 why do I need to go long? Why do I need to try to find the bottom when all I'm doing is making money going short? So until I stop making money going short, then there's no need to change and go long. So here, until it breaks maybe like 8,500, maybe 86.20 up to the top, which was my strong number. If it closes above 86.20, I might take a flyer up to the upside. But I'll still be very, very careful, because if it's transitioning, you have to be able to take small profits until it tends to take off. So that's really my strategy, right? I try to be very, very careful, taking small profits while we're in ranges. And then when it runs, I set targets. And if it gets hit, there's nothing more beautiful than that in trading. So hope you enjoyed our video. I thank you very much for watching. If you like our videos, please share it with your friends and other crypto traders. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Telegram, which I highly recommend. If you have any questions or comments, please ask away in the comments section below. We do a very good job of answering all the comments and questions right away. So in the near-term future, on Sunday, I'm going to be doing another series on some lessons. And this one is going to be a little bit more advanced. So basically, our 4 series that we're doing for this thing is lessons, tips, a beginner series, and a success series. And the lessons is where I try to drill down for some of the more advanced technicians and traders out there. And so I'll do something that might, probably, maybe, hopefully, will help you in your near-term trading. So once again, I thank you for watching and see you in our next video.